Babwe Banter, Babwe Banter. Good evening, everyone. Here we are with Babwe Banter, and we've got Roger Woodward in the house. How are you, my boy?
I'm good, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah, cool. We got Keza back in the house. What's going on? Are you finished fixing trucks and doing what you do?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
The lot is still going.
Not a working crew, but to do so.
Sheesh. Well, Keza's off to Kariba, and here we are. So, Roger, this weekend we have got the Southern City Invitational.
That's right.
Yeah.
In Chikangwiza, at a new ground. Yeah.
And last time you went there, it was a bit of a shambles.
It was a bit, but I mean, I give them credit. They are doing a lot of work in Mash East, and I'm glad to see that from what I've seen of the pictures of the ground, it looks
very
good.
bushy.
But you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
Kieran loves a bit of bush. But, it is what it is. So you want to go there?
Anyway, traffic seems quite hectic on Saturday, but I'm sure I'll make an appearance.
I heard you're coaching a team.
Yes, I am. I'm coaching
Are you?
Bulgarians.
Oh, really? And how's that going to go for you? Right?
Probably a credit black label down and see how it goes.
Ah, really? Okay, well, that's quite interesting. I think Roger will have to coach with you.
Yeah, I would, but I'm not going to
I
do
just
that.
bought a...
You're not going to make it
No,
to
I'm going back to Scotland on Monday, and I've got a few family commitments that I have to do on Saturday, but I would love to go. But I've been told firmly by the other better half, no.
Yeah, I saw this picture was denied.
Yeah.
Firmly.
Okay.
I think it was tonight for tonight. Well, it's a lot closer to home.
It's a bit closer to home, yes.
Closer to home. Anyway, it's a good turnout. So
Yeah.
they've got OH, they've got Sports Club,
Yeah.
they've got a whole bunch of
And
teams.
the selectors going out there to play.
Yeah, and there's some select going up. There's the HPC, the Harare Province Under 20 Academy that's going up. But it's good to see that not only is Southern City going to be there from Mash East, but Zimbabwe men and women are going to be there, also from Mash East, and Marandera Talents. So it's not just Harare teams, it's going to be Mash East teams. So that's encouraging because the game needs to spread. It's not good just having it Harare, Bulawayo and Matari. We need to spread the game throughout.
Well, I must tell you that the talents have been egging us for a game.
Yeah, you must
They've
play
been
them.
telling Barbarians we want a game, we want a game. We just sit and listen, Chana. Our coach isn't quite ready. He's still trying to get out of
Cuba.
He's still trying to get out of his bed. But anyway, no jokes aside. You know, it is good, and we want to travel as well. We want to go and do that. We want to do Gweru. We want to do all of these other sides, and I think this is the year to do it. And it's so nice to have everyone coming on board.
And a very big step up to Southern City as well.
Absolutely.
A few years ago they were playing...
And Southern City better get ready, Shamari, because let me tell you, the Barbarians are ready for Southern City.
But we'll issue a challenge to all the other provinces. What's happened to Gweru Sports Club? What's happened to Ancient City Sports Club? What's happened to Triangle? They've still got a ground down there. I've been there. It's a beautiful ground, and it's looked after. What's happened to Wangi Diggers? All of these rugby teams that are out in the middle of nowhere. Bindura University, Chinoi University of Technology, they all had teams. Why aren't they out there
Aren't you still
competing?
playing that?
Well, let's be honest, the beginning of it, the beginning and the end of it was COVID.
Yeah.
It stuffed everyone a bit. So if we can take it back to that and let's say, everyone, look, you've got a new opportunity, a lease on life, let's call it, that everyone else is trying.
Yeah.
So why don't you get out there and also try to join us, because everyone else is doing it, and whatever help you need, like a team to play against, the Barbarians will put their hands up, and at least you'll get a game, and it'll bring people out there, and you'll create some form of gate revenue and some form of anything, and let's just try get it going. There are teams out there that are willing to help you guys. And just give us a shout out, and we're more than willing.
But maybe did you see the Prince Edward Schools Festival is also allowing senior teams and universities to play this year?
Okay, well let's get to that. Okay, fine. Okay, hold on.
All right.
Let's end this segment with we've got this happening this weekend. We've got everyone. If you can get out to Chitungwiza, and you can come out and support everybody else. We've got all sorts of teams from all over the country coming out. If you can all get out to Chitungwiza and come and support us and enjoy the game in Chitungwiza, you can have a swim. I heard there's boating. I don't know. That's a swear word. I don't know what that means really. But I'm going to take my boat with me. And okay, well, I was obviously lying. But anyway, this is a typical Zimbabwean scene. Yeah, you're still filming us, and we are more than. Can you see us? Hello. Anyway,
are we there?
So we'll catch.
It's now a radio show.
Yeah. And Roger, you've got the perfect face for radio.
Yeah, my mother. That's what my mother always said.
Yeah. So here we are in the dark in Babwe, and this is a perfect Babwe Banter moment, and we take note that this is the best moment we've ever had on Babwe Banter, and we're going to finish segment 1 with this bombshell, and we will catch you just after the break. Catch you now.
Babwe Banter.
Right, fellow Bobwians, here we are back with the Roger, the Woodward legend of Zimbabwean rugby. And so here we are, and we are going to talk about the Barth's Trophy.
Bartes Trophy.
Bartes.
Bartes.
Do tell us.
Yeah.
Why is it called Bartes?
It's the Bartes is named after a French guy called, his name was Jean-Luc Bartes. And he used to represent Africa on the World Rugby. He was well liked, well loved. So after he passed away, they named the Under-20 trophy after him.
And that's where they're going to go. And now this year, it's in Zimbabwe.
That's correct.
So here we go. The Bartes Trophy was given to OGs.
Wasn't OH first? OGs?
Okay. Let's start with it was given to OH first, maybe. Then it was given to OGs. OGs have now been stripped of hosting it because they said they don't have enough exit points. And now it's gone back to Sports Club. These are some of the issues that you must have faced being a part of Zimbabwe rugby.
Definitely.
No one is saying anyone is right here because we are not on the side of anyone, but the point being is that if you choose a place and they are planning to host, surely you should allow them the opportunity, if they are gifted with it, to provide what is asked for on the calendar.
You see, there's a lot of factors you have to look at when it comes to hosting a big event like that. Safety is a big issue. You don't want... You've heard of all the horror stories of stadiums and the people that get killed during the crush trying to get away from dangerous situations, and there's not enough exits. I get that. You've got to look at seating, you've got to look at parking.
Okay, so
all of that sort of
OGs hosted what was it, when they were playing in the South African...
They hosted the Olympic Sevens?
No, we were playing in the... OGs were playing in the Cup. Dancing.
In the Gold Cup, yes.
Gold Cup.
Yeah, in the
and
Cup.
We had the whole... And let's be honest, OGs is the only club that's been able to host 2 fields for a full day and host ladies, women's, every other type of club rugby that there could be in one day, and have never had one snag.
Yeah.
Every other club can only host, let's say, 7 games in a day. They've been able to host 14 to 20 games in a day, and they've got lights and they've got all the other, and there's never been a problem before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so it just, the politics that comes around all of this kind of makes it boring, because now we've got people that have tried their heart out to get this right, and then they're like withdrawing, saying, "Oh wow."
Now,
It's a bit late as well. The Barth's Trophy is in a week's time, less than a week, and you said to OGs, well, sorry,
We're now hosting
money
a sports
club taking away from you.
that is a little bit unfair. I do agree with you there. The only problem I can see is the World Rugby have got certain standards they have to meet. Now, when we hosted the World Trophy, which is the one below the main World Under 20 Trophy, Under 20 World Cup. The only ground that matched World Rugby standards was Harare Sports Club.
So,
now, I'm not sure if the Rugby Africa have the same standards that have to be met.
Why aren't those parameters asked before?
Well, this is why I'm confused. If OGs were given the hosting right to start with, then surely those standards must have been met.
Yes. So why? That's the problem. Is that the problem is that how can you say, okay, guys, here's the parameters. If you pass them, you can put your hand up to host.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are OGs, O8, Sports Club, Mabuku, Frippen, it doesn't matter where you are. If you put your hand up and Zimbabwe Rugby needs to come and check the World Rugby parameters to say, yes, you've got all of those things. You can all put your bid in, and then you win the bid. And then at the last minute, it gets taken away from you after you organising all of that. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Do you not think that it's also time for Zimbabwe rugby clubs to step up the game like the cricket and say that all clubs should be able to have World Rugby standards, so that the Banter Trophy could
Again, who says that they are not?
That's
Who
correct.
says that OH and OGs and Sports Club don't have the same parameters? What are the parameters that can be stuck by so that we can tick off certain things so that it can't be boiled down to someone said?
But I agree with you 100%.
There should be a page. It's simple. It's a one pager that says, right, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this, and you go there and you tick them off and you say, okay, how many exits do you have? 4. How many entrances do you have? 5. How much parking do you have? Right. So then when you go and say, no, OGs, you aren't allowed to host the Bartes Trophy, it's because of this.
So whoever took the hosting rights away from OGs needs to explain why.
Will they?
But this is the thing though. It has to be
Roger,
explained.
you've dealt with this.
I have.
My
And
father's dealt with this. My father was Zim coach.
And you get a wall of silence.
And you get a wall. So
Yeah.
we are asking everyone out there, can there be a specific protocol so that in future we don't have a bunch of questions from the public asking why?
Yeah.
There's a lot of publicity thing for the clubs to try and get.
That doesn't matter, Kieran. The question is, can we please have clear parameters from everyone in Zimbabwe Rugby that is written down in black and white from the beginning to the end of why or why not people are allowed to do so. And if those aren't answered to, then we understand why.
And if they can't be answered correctly, then those people should not be in positions of decision making.
Yeah.
It should be people. It needs to be open and transparent. Otherwise, what you're going to get is what happens in Zimbabwe Rugby, and you and I have seen it all the time. People are complaining and complaining and
That's
complaining.
what's happening right now. Bruce Hobson has spent his whole years preparing for this.
Yes.
And today he said, well, then I'm stepping aside from Zimbabwe Rugby. And we've lost another gem who only helps the whole of Zim Rugby. He's not just an OG's guy.
Yeah.
He helps everyone. He's helped Zimbabwe. You ask anyone out there who Bruce Hobson hasn't helped.
Yeah.
And he's just set this whole thing up and he's just been sidelined, and it's not fair.
And it's the second time he's been burnt, and he won't come back.
And he won't come back. And now we've lost.
I've been. That's why I left, because I got burnt over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
yeah,
you've left, Bruce Hobson's left, and a whole bunch of, my father left, I can't mention the amount of people that left, just because of a simple piece of paper that says, right guys, here's an A4 piece of paper that tells you why a specific regulation wasn't met. So that's all we're asking for in the future, is that if you are going to deal these huge contracts, can they please be written down and not taken away at the last minute because
And
of...
I think it should be made public as well.
It has to be.
It has to be made public.
Everyone is asking why.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking
That's
why.
why we need transparency.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with a public figure, a public entity here.
All of our clubs, we've got 3 or 4 main big top-end clubs that are trying to get our clubs to world class. And it all just gets swept from under them.
Yeah.
And then we don't have a reason why. It should be fair.
And even within those 3 clubs, it's not fair. But we'll come into that later.
Yeah. So Zimbabwe Rugby, all we're asking you for is a clean sheet, a plain black and white A4 piece of paper as to why, what is happening, so that everyone out in the world who doesn't belong to the politics or anything else just has a clear picture as to why these decisions are made. And that's all we're asking. And on that bombshell, we'll be back after this. Right, third segment, everybody, all our Barbarians, welcome back. So we've got Pete Bernardi, who's been made the national coach. Rog, what do you think about that? Just coming from the UK, what you guys go through that side, do you know how great the UK have done, your Scotland, your Italy? Tell us about your Italy. They've done well this 5
I'm
years.
so chuffed with them this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wooden spoon. Anything that's not a wooden spoon is
Who
a good
came
thing for
wooden
Italy.
spoon?
Wales.
Wales.
Yeah.
And who's their coach?
Gatland.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Shame. So it's not always just the coach, but I think you might.
The World Cup as well.
No, but I think Gatland has a plan. He's doing a switcheroo, and I think in 4 years' time, everyone might think.
They want us head in Wales. You know how much they love their rugby. They like this, the Kiwis.
You know what?
They want us
whatever it is, and I honestly, if England got that far in the World Cup final because of what the little midget did,
Yes.
let's be honest. If he had stayed there, I think they might have won.
I don't think so. I think they wouldn't have made it out the groups if he had stayed.
Okay, well, that being said, no problem. But anyway, let's go back to Italy.
Look what he did to Aussie.
Italy. No, you can't talk about that because what he's done to Australia, look at them this year.
Yeah, they left. He's left. So
No,
now
Rog, come on. Look how good they're doing.
Yeah, because he's left.
No, you can't say that. Look how good they are doing. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to understand what a World Cup winning coach does, not a normal coach.
But you know
how many people came back to rugby because he was there, and now they're doing well. It's hard to understand. It's hard to understand, and I'm telling you, you guys don't see it. I see it. I know what Jake White, what those type of people do, and what the little midget, they do World Cups. That's all they do. And people can bitch and moan. Matsamba can, but they never lost a game in between. But what was he doing? He was flooding people to learn what they could and could not do. How are you ever going to know?
Yeah, I get the logic behind that. I just think that his tactics were stale. The players were there, but they weren't able to perform under his tactics. That's it.
After 2 months' notice, but Japan beat South Africa in a World Cup.
You can't judge by one game.
No, you can't.
Well, then
it's not how good has Japan been ever since he was there. Why do they want him back? Because he sucked.
Maybe he likes sushi. I don't know.
Maybe Italy should have asked him to come there.
No. We're quite happy with what we got.
Oh, really?
I'm still trying to work out why Italy got smashed so badly in the World Cup and then did so well in the Six Nations.
You tell us, because they didn't have a World Cup winning coach, maybe.
It's just Italy.
Yeah, maybe they should have had the little hobbit.
Goblet.
Yeah.
He's a goblet.
You know what I mean? It's about. I'm telling you guys. I'm sticking with this. I'm telling you, those guys know the secret to making a stew. You don't start off with a perfect pasta by throwing all the meatballs and everything into a pot and mixing it around. You start with a little piece of salt, a little piece of this, a little piece of that, and yes, that doesn't taste perfect. And you do this, and you do that, and you do that. And after 4 years, you get it right. And then summer takes it over and gets to almost beat South Africa.
Okay.
And everyone wonders why.
Okay. All right. Well, if Japan make it out of the group at the next World Cup, I'll
So
agree
he's
with you.
taken over it now.
Yeah.
And
So
he's
we'll
got 4 years.
Yeah.
And
But
let's
if he
see what
gets
they do.
fired-
So let's go back to what were Japan in the last World Cup? They didn't
They didn't make the World. They didn't make the group out of the group stage.
out of the group. Okay. So and they weren't in the group of death.
No.
They weren't in the hardest group. So let's just see. Let's see how they do and let's see what he does.
See if they can beat Zimbabwe
let's-
at the next World Cup.
Going to Zimbabwe in the next World Cup.
No.
Bernardi has taken over Zimbabwe rugby.
Yeah, I know.
And
And then, maybe he's a World Cup winning coach.
really,
Yeah. Well, I think he's definitely got the qualifications to do a good job.
has he got class 3 coaching?
As far as I know, he does. Yes.
He does, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything what they've done in the clubs themselves is that to have a national coach, coaching a club, and all the players for OH play for the national team as well. I think she needs to put out between all the teams fairly to give others a chance.
So that being said, how would you do that?
I'll split up between the clubs, guys that aren't from Murray, in the clubs that they are from the towns they're from. So if you're from Murray, play for the play for Busters. If you're from Mutari, play for the Mutari Sports Club. If you're from Murray,
so my biggest issue with what you're saying is that if you have a fly half, scrum half combination, or a 8th man fly half combination,
or
you read each other. The biggest issue is when you get onto the main front. If you have only played a couple of games together, then how will you know how to read each other? It's a bit difficult. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's not fair to bring everyone from all around, but the idea of them playing together to me makes sense. So my idea would be, okay, fine. You have your normal club games where everyone plays for whatever club they do. And then when it comes down, you have a Super 6, which is your Goshawks, which is your core of your Zimbabwean team that should play together. And then you should have all your other teams playing together. And those Goshawks should not play for the other teams. And they should play against all the other teams that are open. And then, rather than trying to fit them into a club, have a Goshawks team.
Yeah.
So that, okay, if you get chosen for Goshawks, you go out of your club and you play in the Super 6 against Madabiland, older areas, as it is. And then they can play together and see whether they are worthy of playing against our normal guys. And then we judge them on that, because that makes more sense to me than I agree with you, because it's a mess at the moment, because they're all playing for one club. No, take them out of that. It's the same as overseas. You come back from overseas, you go and play for whoever you play for. But if you're in the Super 6, the Super 6 should have a Goshawk team.
As long as you teach them flexibility, because you all fly off and central cover might not always be there. You could get injured. And by then playing with other people also teaches.
So that's why we say that's where you have you go play for your normal team for the club. The clubs. And the clubs should be clubs.
Yeah.
And then you should have a separate entity, which is your high performance center, your Zimbabwe under 20s, your Goshawks, and that should be a separate. And then you could have your top 3 other teams that play in a separate division than the club league. Your club league has always been your club league. In fact, when we were playing club league, you weren't allowed to have people that played for Zim any other, outside the country. It was you play in the country all the time. You can play for us.
But a bit of a controversial question though is, what gives other players from other clubs the chance to rise up?
No, because if you show yourself against them in the normal club division, then you're going to get selected for that team, and then you get to play with them and see how you play again with players of your caliber.
Yeah.
It just is the next step up. So you've got something to aim for.
There's one problem with all of this, and this is the problem with Zimbabwe rugby. One, there's no national league. So your idea is fine, but who are the Bulawayo guys going to play against? Because there's no national league for them to play against. So they have to be based in Harare, because that's where the quality rugby is. Let's be honest, I'm sorry to say it, I know Bulawayo.
Mutari actually also have some.
Mutari's coming up, yeah. The other thing is there's no provincial rugby here. And I was really glad to see Matsipila and Monica Land at the Nedbank Challenge. I was really glad to see Monica Land competing.
And they were big boys?
They were big boys. I was watching it on YouTube in Scotland. I was loving it. It was good rugby as well. It was entertaining rugby. What we need to do is get, even if we do that same thing again with the Nedbank Challenge, but have Monica Land, Matsipila Land, have the High Performance Centre, have the Goshawks, have Harare, have the 3 big clubs from Harare, OH Sports Club and OGs, but make them select sides so that the smaller teams, smaller clubs, as long as the big clubs don't poach them.
Again, let them poach them.
Yeah, but you need to spread the game. The game has got to, you've got to have strength versus strength. Okay, and that is why.
That's why I'm saying choose Super 16. Let everyone play in their clubs.
Yeah.
Like you do. You choose a Barbarians team. You go to a certain individual clubs and you choose the best of them and you make a Barbarians team. Let them play for their clubs. Let them do the best for them because they bring the better out of the lower classes that aren't used to it. And that's where you grow and then select from there into another team. You can't poach them for one team. You get what I'm saying? So that's where you leave your club divisions and club divisions. Then you say, right, we're going to have a Super 6 where you make a Super Club team.
Which works.
And you bring them all in, right? And that way you're not just poaching people to make one team better, which is what Kieran is saying, where it's not fair, where everyone is just playing for 3 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would be much better. So I think if we could get better parameters on that, that would be a lot better. And I understand everyone wants a better club team because they want to win the final, but
it's about winning. It's about
it's about the development of the sport.
I do not agree with having all of the Goshawks playing for OH.
No.
Because what happens is a team can develop bad habits, and if you're not playing against the team that exposes those bad habits, when you do come against the opposition, you get torn to shreds.
Or you coach differently by your club, and then when you get to so it's a different.
A big example was last year with the Zim under 20s. No, walked through the Barters Trophy, went to the World Trophy, played against Scotland. Scotland tore them to shreds.
But they changed the game plan.
And then they came back, yes.
But why didn't they just continue playing their fast off-the-ball game that they've always done, except they tried to face them in front?
Speaking of fast play, what do you guys think about the new rugby? The free kick that they've taken away, the scrum option away to speed up the game.
They've also taken away the kicking, the kick tennis that happens. They're trying to stop that too.
Trying to speed up the game and make it more entertaining.
Yeah. Everybody says it's targeted at the Springboks. I don't think so. The biggest kicking team around is the Kiwis.
Yeah, well, look, it's rugby. Why do you want to make it into league?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're taking away the scrum option, it's quite a unfair move because some teams that say shreds.
Yeah.
The Springboks, for example, that's how they run most of the penalties, was to do their scrums.
Well, interesting points, guys. So we'll take those away and we'll have a look at what happens this weekend. We've got rugby at Chitungwiza. The best team will be out there, the Barbarians, as we do. And we'll see how it goes. And Rog, you're leaving on when?
I'll leave. I'll go back on Monday. So I'm just this weekend and then I'm off.
Well, we thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's been great, yeah. And I'm hoping to be back in the next few years.
And we're sorry we are so late. We were meant to be at 3, it's now 6.
Issues.
I think JJ was having a steak somewhere, so he didn't want to be
Thanks for the share.
And we really acknowledge your knowledge and your backing, and we hope that we can have some video calls with you as we go forward in the rugby season. Look, we know Bobby Banter is a rugby show, let's be honest, people. We do try and do other things, but we love rugby, and we're going into rugby season now. And we really want to get behind rugby. And
are you putting your boots back on this season?
I'm putting my boots back on this Saturday.
Are you allowed?
I'm allowed.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm pretty fit. I think I'll get there, but it'll be a struggle. But hopefully some lighties will come through because it is a young man's sport. But I think I can show them some dominance at some point, maybe in the scrum because I'm old. I have to go to the forwards. But so be it. Let me go and handle it. And thank you, Southern City, for handing us an olive branch to go and play you in the final. And we are more than willing to take you up. And looking forward to it.
And good luck to Carlton and Southern City in Mashi's province. Hopefully it'll be a great event.
And if anyone is out there, please come out to Southern City and support them. We're going out there to support them. We need your help. Zimbabwe Rugby needs us, and that's why we're going. So if you're out and available, please come and support. And from Baba Banter, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you out there. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Roger.
No problem. Thanks.